Wow, it's your boy, the kid, the one and only, the nonprofit sector connector. I'm more fired up from the music. Danny Taylor, what's going on?
How are you? What isn't going on?
I don't know. We're going to find out. You can tell me a lot of stories. It's story time. Welcome to Story Time with Tommy D. I'm Tommy D. So, gang, let me come back to you all, gang, really quick. This is Changemakers, Long Island Changemakers, and I bring to you people on the front lines doing incredible work, making changes, making the world a better place, delivering impact. And I like to hang out with really cool, special people. Danny Taylor, what's up? Talk about cool, special people. What's up?
Thank you for having me. I am honored, to say the least. It's an understatement.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. You know what? You mentioned before we got started, our friend Valerie. If it wasn't for Valerie, I don't know people. I mean, I do know people, but I don't know some people. Certain people I would not know if it wasn't for our friend Valerie Heffron, who I used to know as Valerie Lamp/Lampy, because I never know which. I never knew which was like the right. But you and Val go back like way long.
We grew up together.
High school, right? Or
Mineola.
Younger. Mineola. Shout out to Mineola. I also went to high school in Mineola, but I did not go to Mineola High School.
Yes, you did.
I went to a little school. Well, it was a little school when I went there.
A little itty-bitty school?
It's very large now,
Yes.
Chaminade. It's like taking up, like, I think they changed the name of Mineola to Chaminade Town.
It's crazy because my sons go to Chaminade too, as you know.
I do know.
And when I drop them off sometimes, to the left is Jackson Avenue, where I went to elementary school. In front of me is the middle school, and then a couple of blocks down is the high school, and it's just like full circle.
It's funny. That's got to be crazy for you. Like, did you know Chaminade guys when you were growing up?
Of course.
Yeah. Like Chaminade dances on Friday nights?
I never went, but the girls did.
See,
Val did.
Val went?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I got to text her. Hold on, we're doing a show, Tommy. We'll text later. I did not know she went to Chaminade dances.
Yep. A bunch of the girls. There's 7 of us that grew up together, and some of the girls did go.
I didn't know that. So what's funny about it is, like, I went, like, I guess I was like 9th grade, freshman, and then sophomore, and then I started working in my uncle's bar restaurant. So we'll say restaurant since I was underage, and then we'll call it a bar when I was like older, but it was a bar. And I didn't go to those dances anymore because I was like I was an expediter. I was running food, I was like bussing tables, and then eventually I was a bartender, and I was in that neighborhood. In fact, your friend and my wife, and I met in my uncle's place in Floral Park.
You did?
Yes, we did. It's called Halligan's. And my Uncle Joe, who was a city fireman, retired now, would tell me that he always liked my wife more than he liked me. But it was funny because I would say, I always liked her more than I liked you too, Uncle Joe, so don't feel so bad about it. But she did get the bartending gig before I did, but that's another story. That's just
Probably made more money than you did too.
Anyway, we'll keep it moving. Let's just go. But it's probably not lost on anybody. I love that. I love bartending. I love it because it's, you know, people want to be your friend. People want to hang out with you. And as disinterested in people as it seems that I am, might surprise you that I like that people like me. I like to be liked. So it's important to connect. So I did enjoy that. But Chaminade, Mineola, that whole thing.
I actually lived in Floral Park also.
You did?
Yep. My first apartment was in Floral Park.
No kidding.
On Jefferson.
All right. Yeah. So I grew up in Franklin Square. My wife grew up in Floral Park. And it was just Tulip Avenue that separated us. And it's funny because, like, we grew up like a mile and a half from each other, and then we got married and have all these kids. 4, not all, but I mean, it's a lot.
Beautiful family.
Well, we're very fortunate. We're blessed, yes. Hello, everybody. I want to know about you, though, Danny. You know, when Val was like, she connected us like while we were doing, Valerie and I, and we're still doing it, but the Professionals and Animal Lovers show.
Yep.
Which is a whole awesome project that we're doing around animal advocacy. I know you've definitely plugged into what we're doing and it's super helpful and aware of it. I want to know about you, what you're involved with, because I know some things, but Team YOLO, you know, the YOLO Strong Foundation, I was at your gala, you know, you had on like the sequin dress. I mean, like, remember that? And I brought my friend Katie McGowan from Horseability.
Beautiful Katie.
She's incredible. Horseability is incredible. I mean, when you get to be the nonprofit sector connector, well, I guess when I get to be that, because I am that, you know, I'm so wired to hang out with people who are changing the world. And that's why, like I said, I'm just going to go do a show. Met my friend over here, Erica Bradley here at North Shore TV. I was like, I'm just going to do a show, man. Let's do a show. And now we have like another show that we're going to do after this, like about mental health. And I just think that's why.
It's a great topic, by the way.
Oh my God, it's
we have a lot. We have quite a few cases that come in through YOLO with mental health, and I think it's something that's overlooked a lot.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I try to tell people, like, not because they need to know my business, but I just say, I see my therapist twice a week. and I got the ADHD. And I tell that because we need to socialize these things. We need to socialize that life can be challenging, and sometimes you got to talk to somebody. You know, I met with a guy yesterday. We're doing some business together, and he was mentioning that he was going to see his therapist, and it wasn't a thing where like. It was just, oh, cool. It was like he was going to get a cleaning on his teeth, right? Because that's, I believe, this is not this show, but that's what I believe we need to have it. That is as normalized as going to get a cleaning or going to get a haircut.
I agree. I agree. I mean, it's, you know, if you don't see somebody and life becomes challenging, to not do that is a disservice to yourself and the loved ones around you. I actually experienced something and started seeing someone myself, and suggested it, you know, to other people around me that were going through it too. So
yeah, I think why not? You know, why not talk to somebody? You know, even if my guy just like he's got to like listen for like 27 minutes of me just going, and then I go, well, what about you? You got anything to add to this? And he'll give me something. And I go, that's all I needed. That's what I needed, because I needed to just. Part of it, I think, is reflecting, and part of it is, but he's definitely a little bit of cognitive behavioral therapy, giving me some good stuff to take away, and super, super important. We must end the stigma, but that's a different show. Let's talk about YOLO Strong. Let's talk about the work you're doing in real estate. Let's talk about how you've aligned the two. You know, you've taken your business and your passion for that and your passion for philanthropy and put them together. Let's talk about that. So,
as you know, I started the YOLO Strong Foundation 12 years ago, myself and 2 other girls. At the time, my boys, who you've met, they're 11 months apart, and they were younger. And my husband at the time was traveling globally, and you know, it was tough. I was in corporate America selling risk management software to investment banks, and then all of a sudden.
Tell me more.
Oh, I
risk management software.
Oh, I did.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you really?
I loved it because I'm like a very you know, data girl.
Yeah. So
like,
all right. So that was like right in your scope.
Totally, and I loved it. But you know, it was an agreement we had, and it was something that I now look back on and so grateful and appreciative that I had that time with the boys at home. But while I was home and I had the 2 boys, there was an article that I had seen in the local newspaper about these 2 little boys who had passed away, and they had a genetic disease. And in that moment, I just thought, this is crazy. Like, who am I to complain about anything? So I kept just talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And my ex was like, why don't you just do something about it? And I was like, And I was like, well, what could I do? And he's like, think about it. You know, let me know. And so I had found this obstacle course race that was going on and started simultaneously researching non-for-profits in the area, and was just thinking, like, where do I want to start? Who do I want to help?
Why the obstacle course race? Let's just go back.
Because I thought it was challenging, and I thought if people thought I had some skin in the game, they'd actually donate.
All right, so like a Tough Mudder, like one of those?
It was called a Civilian Military Combine. I loved it because it also benefited the veterans.
Oh, I love that,
Yeah. So that was the first race that we had done, and I needed 3 people to have a team.
Okay.
So
was it like a relay? Or?
Nope, it was an obstacle course race.
So everybody competed
together, yeah. And I elicited 2 other moms from the area. One is friends with Val and I, and the other one was another mom in the area. And I said, I need 3 people. Will you do this? And they said yes. And I think within like, I don't know, 2 weeks, we had created, and it wasn't like a big thing, you know, those links at the time where you know, the donation links.
Sure.
Created one and literally stood in the parking lot at my son's elementary school and said, we're doing this race, here's the link, want to donate? You know, there were no QR codes or anything.
Right, it wasn't like normal, like people are like, go to my page, this is my bit, right?
Yeah. And so we did the race, and we ended up raising a little over $3,000. And then I contacted the school like the day before and said, I'm going to be doing this race, and I'm donating the portions of the proceeds, all the proceeds, to you guys. And it was called the Morgan Center. It is called the Morgan Center. It's the only free preschool in the U.S. for children who undergo chemotherapy treatments, so they can go to preschool for free, be around other kids who have cancer and are getting chemo. And so we did the race, and we raised the money, and then the funds went straight to them. And then a couple of days later, I received a phone call from a mom in town who asked if she could join my team, and I just thought, I guess maybe this is going to be like a thing. And
that wasn't the plan.
That was not the plan.
No, it was like, I want to do something, I read an article, I want to help.
I just want to give back.
Yeah.
I feel really lucky.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed that my kids are healthy.
Yeah.
And so then we just started building the team. I think the following year we had 8 girls and then 17, and it just grew tremendously really quickly. We have over 250 women now. I've lost count of the exact number of women, but.
What, you know, I say this a lot, and then we mentioned Valerie a couple times, and she and I talk about the ripple effect a lot.
Oh God, yeah.
You know, and what's like the ripple effect of, you know, you remember that movie? It's called like where the woman like misses her train and then makes her train.
Oh, are you talking about Sliding Doors?
Sliding Doors. Yeah.
That movie is amazing.
It's a great movie. Right?
Yeah. One thing can change the trajectory of your life.
100%. 100%. Like, miss the train, she makes a train. If you haven't checked that movie out, gang, check it out. It's called Sliding Doors. I can't tell you the whole story. It would take me 90 minutes. That's why it's a movie. So, I could probably act out the movie for you. So, in that, though, it's a decision, it's an opportunity, it's a choice. You read the article. Some people would take the article and go, oh, it was an interesting article. You know, I send good love and gratitude and vibes to those people for what they're going through.
Yeah.
And then somebody else says, well, I want to do something. And you did. And now 250 some odd people are, and a gala, and you've given money, donated money to Horseability and other organizations and other nonprofits. And that's a decision.
Yeah. It is.
What do you, when you look back at that and look at that decision and just think, wow, like, what do you think?
I'm just grateful that I was open to that, because I think a lot of times in life, things come your way and you're not open to it.
Yeah.
So I am really grateful that I was open to it in that moment, especially because, you know, we do great things for other non-for-profits, but we also help families directly. You get to really know these families and understand what they're doing, and as best as you can, live in their shoes and help them out as much as you can. We try to come up with ways to give them some relief. We're not looking to just kind of put a Band-Aid on a problem. You know, we've done a lot of amazing things. We've raised a ton of money, and all by just racing, using our body to, you know, raise the funds, all different types of races, of course.
I was going to hold this part of the conversation till later in the show, but I feel inclined to do this right here, okay? About a year and a half ago or something like that, I won a prize. It was during COVID. I won something. I won, it was an adult tricycle.
Yes.
Okay, I won the adult tricycle. Shout out to New Ground, Shannon Boyle and her team, breaking the cycle of homelessness amongst the veteran community, which to me, if I even have to say a statement that veterans are homeless is another tragedy, I don't even understand it, but that's what Shannon and her organization are doing. And I won this adult tricycle. And I finally got it, right? Like it was like in Shannon's office, and her director of development like was not pregnant, and then she was pregnant and she had the baby, and I still hadn't picked up the thing. It was like that sort of like, Tommy D, can you come pick this thing up? It's like in Shannon's office, now it's in my office. Could you? And it's pink. I don't even know if you knew that.
No, I did not know.
It's a pink adult tricycle, and I challenged you to like a race.
Yes, you did.
And I think I might have done it like either like live on another show we did, or with Valerie.
Zoom.
It was on a Zoom.
Yes.
And we haven't had that race yet.
No, we have not.
No, and you have an adult tricycle too.
I'm going to get one.
You're gonna. Oh, so you don't have one yet.
You have yours.
Oh, so maybe that's what's held back and it's taken so long.
That's not what's taken so long.
It hasn't been that.
But yes, I am looking forward to this race. I've already planted seeds along the way to people, letting them know that this is going to happen, and we just need to set a date.
All right, we need to set a date and a couple things. So first of all, Valerie said, and we've never cursed on this show, but Valerie said you're going to kick my ass in the race. So that's just what she said. I don't know if that's going to. So she said, Tommy, you're messing with fire. Is what she said. So we'll have to figure that out. Unfortunately, I'm about vision, but I feel like the gravel under my tires or something, but it's a tricycle, so I might not fall. I'm worried about falling.
Okay.
And I just,
so then you pick yourself up.
I'm worried about falling.
Continue going.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, just keep it moving, man. I dig that. So we have to have the race, and we'll have to figure out. I'm not going to keep the tricycle.
Okay.
I'm going to donate the tricycle.
Perfect.
So it'll go to like an organization that could use it.
Or a family.
Or a family that could use it. Yes. How much do you think one of those cost?
I don't know, a couple $100.
Yeah, that's what I always wanted one.
Me too.
It's the weirdest thing.
We actually.
I used to Google. Sorry, go.
No, I donated one. That's how it all began. That's how you and I spoke about it.
Is that how it started?
Yes.
And then maybe that's why I bid on it, and it was a COVID
Had a license
gala.
plate in its back.
Had a license plate? Had a little basket?
I don't remember if, so there's a young man named Steven, and he has autism, and he would go around the block to, I think Steven's like probably now 23, 24, but at the time he was like 21 or so.
Yeah.
And he would go around the block to his best friend's house, and his best friend had an adult-sized tricycle.
Yeah.
And he always wanted it. And mom's single, and
Just didn't
funds were
have the
tough.
money for it. Yeah, sure.
And we caught wind of it, so we bought the tricycle, put it together, and delivered it to Steven.
Oh my God. I didn't know
and
that. That's how, so I did know it. I'm just coming back to me now. That's how this all started.
Yes. So Steven would he could not believe it. I mean, to see the expression on his face, we have video of it, but when he was riding the tricycle down the block, he was holding my hand. So I'm running down the block while he's riding the tricycle.
And he's not slowing down for you. You got to move.
No.
But as I've been told, you're a heck of an athlete, so I'm still concerned about this.
I'm not sure about that, but you could test it out.
Oh, wow, look at that, very coy. Oh, that's cute, I like that. Okay, good. She's playing me, everybody. I'm nervous. Okay. We're gonna have a race, we're gonna raise some money, we're gonna do a big thing, and then we're gonna donate. I'll donate my pink tricycle. Although I think it'd be even funnier if I kept it, embarrassed my children, and rode it around the neighborhood. Maybe I'll donate a different one. So it's in the garage. It's not put together yet.
Yep.
Mrs. DeMisa
Give it to me, I'll
much
put it
better.
together for you.
Oh my God, you're like.
Just so that we can get this race
Yeah,
going.
you're serious.
Yeah.
All right, well, spring will be here soon.
Okay.
All right, so it's the beginning of the year. So I think we should probably look at May.
All right.
And just like come up with a date. And
Cinco de Mayo, let's do it.
Oh, that'll be good. Do you drink Coronas? Because I don't drink, so we'll get you like, you have a bunch of Coronas, and then maybe I'll be better
I love a Corona every now and then. After the race.
After the race, to celebrate. All right. We could build a whole bunch of momentum about this and make a big story about it.
I think it would be wonderful.
Yeah.
I do.
All right, good. We're going to make it happen. I promise. Now it's out there again. We'll make this race happen. What, when we met, you told me, I'm building this real estate team. And this is your word, not mine, because like you said, my girls, or the girls. Is it the girls?
The girls.
The girls. So the girls, and we're doing this thing, meaning the people who support the organization, the women who, some of them have founded the organization with you, right? You found a way to align what you are doing in the real estate world. And I remember being down in DC like 2 years ago, and I don't know if you knew I was away, but we were on a phone call for like an hour. And you were
I did not know you were away.
But you remember that call?
Thank you.
Yeah. Well,
I remember the exact conversation we were having.
And it was like a really cool conversation where sometimes we got to give each other a little push and a little shove. You know?
I needed it.
Sometimes we need that, right? And it was like a conversation where I'm remembering how, like, where you were there from a growth perspective to where you are successfully now. I mean, like, again, just life changes and moves fast.
I think in life, no matter what you talk about, intention is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And I think I was scared because everyone knew me as Dannie from YOLO, and then what does she think she's doing?
Now she's a realtor?
Yeah,
like that sort of thing?
Now she thinks she can, sell homes. Like she's never sold a home in her life, which that is true, by the way.
But a lot of people never sold risk management software.
No, that's true.
That's probably very few people have ever done that.
Compliance software, and a lot of people don't sell it.
Yeah. So
or enjoyed selling it.
Well, I mean, you seem to have loved it.
I loved it.
Really?
Yes.
That's like data, analytical, that sort of mind, yeah?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The ROI is really cool.
Sales is great, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you had a track record of success in founding an organization and also in sales. So
yeah, but you know the way it is, Tommy. Like when you're in sales, if you sell something, you transfer those traits onto everything else. I was very, very lucky when I first started because I met. I worked for Signature Premier Properties, and Pete and Kathy were extremely generous and with their time and me and their efforts, and they supported me in trying to do this. So I just basically was shopping for a broker to work for that understood the intention of what I was trying to do.
So why was what you were trying to do different than, hey man, I'm a realtor now? Like what was the intention?
Well, first off, what I wanted to do is I wanted to form a team where everyone on the team donated a portion of their sales proceeds to the foundation.
Love it.
So And a lot of times when people form teams, they already have a book of business and they're just, parsing it out.
Meaning the team leader, in a sense, is so busy that they can feed everybody.
Right.
At least initially, till those folks get going. You didn't have that.
No.
Got it.
And I also didn't have experienced realtors who are selling homes on my team.
Yeah.
So I was building a team, building the business simultaneously, and also the brand, right? So it is the YOLO Home Team, and the word, was that not only were we experienced, knowledgeable realtors, but we also donated a portion of our proceeds to the foundation, which will in turn help families directly, local families directly, who have a medically fragile or terminally ill child. And so that was the plan. And it took a little bit longer than I had expected.
Okay.
But 2.5 years now, since then, we've changed brokers.
What does that mean? Because I know that's a big deal.
Yeah,
We sort of talked about it before we got started, but I wanted to hold it for the show. So, so what happened there?
So, well, I mean, I loved Signature, very much so. If I was looking to work with a large broker, Signature would absolutely be the one. Yeah. But I was looking to kind of grow with a broker. And found Justin LaSala from Vantage Partner Realty, and he's just an amazing human. Had numerous conversations with him about what it is I was trying to do. He's been in the business for quite some time, very driven, very patient, and he not only has like traditional business, but he also deals with foreclosures and short sales, which was another entity that I wasn't privy to.
Sure.
And didn't really have access to. So I decided that this would be a great opportunity for us to transfer and be able to really work with the broker directly and to grow, which was really, really appeasing to me.
So you talked before we started again, like there's going to be a new office opening? And
Yeah, so we just signed the lease on the office 2 weeks ago. It's going to be in Oyster Bay, where YOLO is and started.
Shout out to the North Shore.
Shout out to the North Shore.
I always listen. I grew up in Franklin Square, as we talk about, right?
I'm a Mineola girl,
that's right. So like, but I always just say, I give my North Shore friends a hard time, and I say, listen, appreciate you being there. Because if there was no South Shore, then there could be no North Shore. So thanks for being there. That's right there. People love when you say that. It's very good.
Well, look, I really, the North Shore is near and dear to my heart because the families, businesses have all supported.
They've been very supportive of YOLO.
We would not be there with, well, the girls alone, right?
Yeah.
So we do have a contingency of people in Mineola and, that area, New Hyde Park, Floral Park. Majority of the people are from Oyster Bay, Locust Valley, that area. So, look, at the end of the day, people want to support, and if they believe in the cause and they believe that the intention is genuine, then they show up for sure.
Yeah, I think there's got to be, and for somebody who is the nonprofit sector connector, self-proclaimed or otherwise. It started out self-proclaimed, but there is only one. That's why it's the. It's not as any old nonprofit sector connector. It is the. Whether you say the or the, it's still the nonprofit sector. But the thing about it is, what's always important for me is that alignment of where business and philanthropy or business and nonprofits get together. So, if I have a choice, and if I have a choice in realtors, and one is Dannie Taylor and everybody else, and I always pick Dannie Taylor. But on top of that, if one is somebody who's focused on give back and in their mission statement and what they do as a brand, the culture is about give back and community involvement every day of the week, twice on Sunday, man, right?
The interesting part about this experience, well, on the YOLO side, the interesting part has always been for me is the kids. Yeah. They've formed their own teams. Now there's the YOLO Home Team, and as the years have gone on, it's been 12 years. Yeah. And as the years have progressed, these kids who are now 3 and 4 years old, are now what is that?
Yeah, 15, 16-year-old kids, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, our last race we did a 4x4 by 24.
What does that mean?
4 miles every 4 hours for 24 hours. And
so for 24 hours, so you don't sleep?
You don't sleep.
4 miles?
Well, you try to sleep in between if you want, but
no, but like there's time?
useless.
What time is sleep? Like what is there, half
you
hour?
You have set hours, so it's every, you know, 6th hour or 10th hour.
So just let's play this out, because I don't understand it. And if there's 4 people?
No.
Okay.
4 miles.
How many people run this? You do the whole thing? Like one person does?
I did the whole thing.
4 miles?
Every 4 hours for 24 hours. It's 24 miles in 24
Simple
hours.
question. Why?
To raise the funds.
Okay, cool.
Right?
Got it. All right.
And so now these kids who were 3 and 4 now form their own team.
They are now doing the 4x4.
Well,
24.
they have a team.
Right.
And so we formed, I think we had 15 teams, 12, 15 teams this year, and we raised over $30,000.
Where'd that money go?
So it's going to families that have sick children. One family in particular will be assisting them with their mortgage. Dad's working, mom is working part-time, 2 children of special needs. We're going to be helping them out big time.
Game changer, right? Like, Tommy D, what's this show about, right? Like, what are we going to be talking about? This is what, right? Like, we came into this conversation saying, you're a change maker, Dannie Taylor, seriously. You are, like, you're making the world, like, again, it's difficult sometimes for people to, like, take the credit, right? But I've worked at that myself, because I'm like, yeah, it's no big deal. No, that's what Tommy D does. Hey. No, but it's like we need to reflect on each other and just say, like, what you're doing makes the world better.
Well, I agree that there was a start to it, for sure. But, you know, the likelihood of a non-for-profit lasting 12 years without anyone collecting a salary, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's right.
Like statistics show, it's usually 3 to 5 years. And no one's ever collected a salary.
Well, people are going to lose interest, people are going to write and people move on, and
It's a lot. It is a lot, especially when you come to these events.
No one's drawn a salary from this organization in 12 years. Yeah.
And we've, you know, it's something I'm really, really proud of. It's made, you know, it's difficult, right?
Sure it is.
Because you're expecting people to donate their time, and kids are getting older, we all have obligations, but these women are just unbelievable. So I really do, you know, I might have come up with this crazy idea.
Right.
And lots of them.
But it's even that ripple if it's other people that have to take up the reins. What's next for is it called the Team YOLO Home at Vantage? What is that?
It's the YOLO Home Team.
YOLO Home Team.
At Vantage Partner Realty, but the YOLO Home Team. What's next? So, global domination.
Fair enough. You remember it used to be called Pinky in the Brain? Remember Pinky in the Brain? They would say at the end of the show, what are we doing tonight? Pinky goes, we're trying to take over the world.
Seriously.
You know, Pinky in the Brain. So global domination, but short of that, what else would you do?
Look, I mean, every home helps a child, right? And that's really the way it is.
That's the brand. So every time, every home helps a child. Every time somebody's at the closing table, visualize this, gang. Every time somebody's at the closing table, closing, first, congratulations on your new purchase of your new home, right? And that something happens.
And that was the other thing that has been just a complete shock to me, is that, you know, we've had people who were involved in title, mortgage brokers.
Yeah, sure.
The other realtor that I'm working on these deals with, they're all like, you're doing what? We want in. We want to help.
They want to be part of it.
And, you know, for that, I will, you know, be eternally grateful, you know. So, you know, it's not us versus anyone. It's, you know, this is what we're doing. Come join us in trying to help these local families who are, you know, struggling. It's an unforeseen instance in your life. It only takes one phone call, right? It's one phone call to change.
Yeah.
You know, we all go through day-to-day struggles, but that phone call, you know, really does change your perspective. So, yeah.
Look, those other realtors sitting across the table from you, they just want to be change makers like you, and that's what it is. It's all about it.
Well, they're more than welcome to join the team.
They could join the team. She's hiring, gang. Listen, if you want to change the world, get out there and do it. Lean in, be a part of it. My friend Dannie Taylor is doing it. She continues to do it. She inspires me. I texted you that this morning or last night. I said, you inspire me. Listen, everybody, make it a great day. Take care of your people. Give out some hugs when you get a chance today. And this for you is Long Island Changemakers, another In Focus production. Later.